Here we go. State of Origin football back at the MCG, and I see Lockett and Dunstall both down in the square for Victoria. It is Victoria kicking it to the left of screen. South Australia to the right. Simon Madden, the Victorian captain, winning the free kick out of the centre. Interesting to note today's game also, we will have 15, not 50-metre penalties. Here's a chance for the Victorians. Dunstall could have been pushed. Ace goes towards the boundary line. It's taken over and a throw.
Interesting that first bounce, the way that Daniher and Stoneham got in there really quickly. Had anyone been standing flat-footed, they would have been cleaned up at that centre bounce.
Here's the throw in again. Stoneham, the meat in the sandwich, trying to thread his way through was Mitchell. Couldn't do so. The tackling is fierce. Platten comes away. The advantage will not be paid. Platten thinks it has been, but it will come back to Michael Aish, who will take it in the back pocket. So Aish to get South Australia out of trouble. Conditions perfect for football in this ground. It's been rested for a couple of weeks. Has stood up pretty well. Weaving his way through as Waitman threads it back towards Scott. Tries to go back again. Even wider. Pressure now on the Victorians. Scooping it out was Paul Couch, a prolific kick winner. Back to Waitman again. In towards Scott. Scott shoots a goal, but he goes across the face. And we will see a throw in the right forward pocket.
That was a bad miss there by Scott. No left foot whatsoever. He went onto his left side. Should have kicked it. Easy left foot shot at goal, but tried to kick it with the right.
Throw in the right forward pocket for Victoria. Lockett trying to use his strength. Can't get it clear. He goes down over the football once again. With him is Greg Phillips. And we will see another bounce.
He's a big man, Lockett, isn't he?
It's going to be interesting to see how that duo fares up in the forward line today. Lockett goes over the top once again. Hands on hips, just watching proceedings, is big Michael Redden. And handing over the football is Bruce Abernethy, who Victorians and South Australians both know pretty well. Free kick. It's going to go back. He's again not allowing the advantage. Umpires Peter Carey and Laurie Argent in charge of proceedings today. Mick Redden is certainly not happy with the decision, but it is going to go back and it will be taken by Tony Lockett. So Lockett a chance for first blood. 25 metres out, almost directly in front. The St Kilda star forward coming back from suspension. A chance to give the Vics a 6-point lead and open the scoring for the day. Lockett stabs and makes no mistake. First goal to Victoria.
And that is the start that Victoria wanted. They attacked very aggressively early on. Dunstall appealed for the first free kick that came down there, ducked his head, looked to the umpire, but it's good to see the other one down there. Lockett playing aggressively. And there was a free kick being awarded to Lockett, and a very accurate kick for goal is Tony Lockett.
I think South Australia would probably feel a little bit disappointed with that umpiring decision. There didn't look to be much in it from my point of view, but we're back in the centre now. Redden, big, strong, South Australian. Punched on there for Victoria by Pritchard. The ball not quite out of that centre circle area. Gavin Brown in there for the Vics, but no one can do much with the ball. So we'll have another ball up. Only a couple of metres forward for Victoria. Madden and Redden. Comes to Aish for South Australia. A kick towards centre half forward. Now coming through strongly is Lyon for Victoria. The kick slews off the side of his boot. Scott, great mark by the Victorian rover. He gets back quickly. Thumps it to within goal scoring distance. It's about 30 metres out. A big punch away by Delaney. Now there's a chance for Bradley. He can't get the ball out. Now he taps it out wide. There's a chance now for Victoria through Buse. Buse shot for goal is offline to the left and through for another behind. So Victoria doing all the scoring. 1-1-7. Leads South Australia yet to score.
Good to see Buse run in a straight line and attack that ball vigorously.
Roger Delaney will bring the ball back into play for South Australia. Delaney, the left footer. Coming to the members' flank, the kick is wide. It will be kept in play, however, by Abernethy, who gets his kick down towards centre wing, close to the boundary line, and not going to be kept in on this occasion by Mark Nayley. Nayley, as South Australians are aware, is now with Carlton. Here's the throw-in. Madden palms it down. Platten a chance. Can't take it. Scott ripped off the football. And we'll get a free kick. Robert Scott. Short. And marked by Andrew Buse, his club teammate. Buse has been busy early. Kicks in towards half forward. Dunstall in from the side. Can't complete the mark. They pounce upon it. Anderson is there for South Australia. And another ball up to take place, with at the bottom of the pack being Gavin Brown.
It's a congested forward line for Victoria. They've got to move the ball in quickly to get advantage.
Waitman's kick goes in towards the left forward pocket. Lockett will tap it back, or try to for Dunstall. It almost worked. Pushing the ball along in front and looking for the free kick is Barry Mitchell. So Mitchell in the left forward pocket on a pretty tight angle.
Lay down Mazeg.
Plays on, shoots in towards goal. Great looking kick. Has it made the distance? Was it touched? Did it hit the post?
Free kick.
Free kick on the very last line of defence to be taken by Danny Hughes.
Here's a definite free kick against Lockett there, and Hughes elects to go to the outer side. Prodigious punt kick by Danny Hughes. Marking contest, no one can gather except Stephen Stretch for South Australia. His kick is wide over the boundary line on the full, and Victoria will go back into attack.
Unlike Stretch, he should know this ground pretty well, and that
I think they're all pumped up, Sandy. The players still to settle down. Very much like a grand final, this atmosphere. Fantastic stuff. Gary Lyon, adaptable Melbourne player, kicks it in towards the centre. No gather. Now a chance there for Couch. He can't break clear. Pressure is pretty much on. Bradley, kick in towards the centre, and the free kick up the field. Taken there by Nailey. Nailey's kick towards half forward. No mark. It goes to the back. Chance for Kernahan. He gets the hand pass out the back. There's no one home for South Australia. Struggling hard for them is Jarman. That's Darren Jarman. And the umpire will come in and ball it up about 25 metres from the South Australian goal.
Brett Lovett only went with one hand. The ball's not going to run. It's going to stick. It's better to put two hands down and grab the ball. Put your body over it.
Madden wins it, but down to Platten, who gets a short kick. It goes wide. A chance for Chris Langford to repel the attack. He kicks long, up towards centre wing. Stretch came in and missed. Stretch will try again. Good shepherding, sees him clear. He can drift it in towards the centre. It's effective. Finds Andrew Jarman. Jarman to half forward, and the mark is taken by Aish.
Good skills then by the South Australians. You give them a sniff like that, they're very skilled players, as are the Western Australians. Deliver the ball exceptionally well. Good play.
6 Magarey medalists in this side, and we've just seen 2 of them, Jarman and Aish. The drop punt is long in towards full forward. They've just missed and one behind. So South Australia one behind, trailing by 1 straight kick, and a large contingent of South Australians making the journey across the border as Langford goes to the outer side. No mark taken. Platten pushing along in front. Now the hand pass comes out. Here's a chance for Andrew Jarman again in towards full forward, but Langford again on the last line of defence marks.
The Rock of Gibraltar, Chris Langford, on that full back line for Victoria. Very composed. The drop punt over 50 metres out towards half back. It goes through Darren Jarman's arms. Chance there for Buse. Gavin Brown gets it out now to Mitchell. Mitchell plays on quickly, kicks it towards centre half forward, and chipping in, taking a nice mark is Terry Daniher. He chips it out wide to the pocket, and Dunstall's let out well in front of Delaney, and Dunstall takes the mark 50 metres from goal. Short pass, great one, and Lockett. Well, it's working, Don.
Well, it's all started with the courage of Terry Daniher. Then he backed into that packet towards the centre of the ground, that high mark, played on quickly to the leading Dunstall, who is an exceptional lead. And then the ship started to spring a few leaks, and Dunstall and Lockett got away. And it was a good passage of play by the Vicks.
Dunstall very, very clever, very athletic. Lockett, the big bulk. Tony Lockett, he's already kicked 1. Drop punt, it's okay.
Well, that's Tony Lockett's second from nearly the identical position. It's good to see the Victorians go across and congratulate one another. It shows that they are recognising the efforts further up the field, and it would be hard, and it is hard playing in a Victorian side, because you really don't know the individual idiosyncrasies of each of these players, and to combine as a team is difficult.
Victoria leads by 12 points as Madden thumps it down towards the half-forward line once again. Mitchell gets the hand pass wide. It'll be a free kick. It will go back to Mitchell. Stabs it in towards half-forward. Daniher again. Well, Victoria doing 95% of the attacking.
It's too tall for Stephen Stretch.
Daniher from 50 metres. Has Lockett in the square. Dunstall drops back. Well, he tried to get onto a torp. It didn't work. Lockett burst through. Socket off the ground. Down towards Anderson. A chance to clear for South Australia. Quickly onto the left foot, but he kicked blindly. Straight back to Daniher.
He started well, Terry Daniher.
Good pressure by Gavin Brown on Anderson there to cause him to muff that kick.
Again from 50 metres. And he gets onto this one. It's a beautiful kick in towards full forward. Just drifting across the pack on the last line is McRedden. Redden to the outer side, always put Anderson under pressure once again, but he does have support. Platten can get away, just a little bit too slow, but he does get the hand pass. The running player is Andrew Jarman. Across the Stretch, through the centre goes Stretch, who might get caught. Just gets his kick in time. Kernahan's the target and he finds him. Not paid. Is the call. Now the umpire comes back and says Stephen Kernahan.
It's what is a defender supposed to do? I mean, he did everything right in punching the ball away, and surely you have to hang on to it, don't you, Don?
Well, I suppose he might have held then, but then again, I believe he punched the ball away. The thing that Langford did was to surrender front position initially.
Kernahan, a chance to post South Australia's first. It's certainly not deathly quiet at the moment. Kernahan shoots. Has he goal? First one to South Australia.
Well, I suppose the 2 goals coming in this game to each side have come through free kicks. Doubtful free kicks. The first one was to Tony Lockett for a ruck infringement. On that occasion, whether it be a free or a mark, it's open to debate, but the umpire ruled that Stephen Kernahan take the kick, and he has, and it's the first goal to South Australia.
So great contest up there at full forward. Kernahan and Langford bounce back in the centre. Madden absolutely slaughtering them at the centre bounces. Bradley gets the hand pass back. A bad fumble there by Phillips, and he still has the ball. It's been kept in beautifully by Terry Daniher, and we'll have a ball up very close to that centre circle.
And you called it, Ian. I think they've got to get a change. Mickan's got to come in and start and jump into Madden to get some ascendancy at that first bounce, because Redden's just not quite up to it.
So again, up over the top, Bradley. Wide hand pass by Waitman, finds Pritchard with a little bit of space. Pritchard's kick into the forward line. Dunstall, great lead, great kick. Hawthorn teammates. Lockett looking for the big thump back into the square. Dunstall drop punt kick to the front of the square. Lockett can't mark. Big punch away. The South Australian defence under pressure. Andrew Jarman, hand pass, now knock on, Stretch. Into the centre. Victoria have the numbers. Madden's hand pass a little too short. Daniher quick. Kicks it high towards full forward. And Redden takes a good mark. Good play across that back line. Not doing enough in the ruck, Jules. Abernathy, good pressure by Scott. And the South Australian kicks the ball over the line on the full. A free kick to be taken by Terry Daniher just inside 50 metres.
That'll bring back memories for Bruce Abernathy. A bit of pressure.
So Terry Daniher, very, very consistent performer in state games. The short pass, Waitman can't mark. Scrag to the ground, umpire very close to the action. No infringement, according to him, so we'll have a bounce about 40 metres from goal.
Dale Waitman, in recent times, has been a great state player for Victoria. Redden and Stoneham to Scott. This will be a goal. Great play.
And wasn't that copybook football? Stoneham up high, across to Scott, to Mitchell, and a very, very quick hand pass across to Scott. Magic play, and that was just poetry in motion. Watch it, here it is, that quick handball from Mitchell across to Scott. And as I said, a picture, or Rod Stewart said it, Sandy, a picture tells a
Every picture
tells a story.
Centre bounce once again. 12 points is the margin. Victoria leads by, but they've got a chance through Couch to go down towards half forward. Sneaking clear is Mitchell, who's been dangerous, towards Daniher, who's had a great start to the game. Bang, he gets taken out of it, loses the football. Play on is the call. Couch again goes in strongly, but it's Aish who repels the attack. It's pushed wide. The opportunity is there for Andrew Jarman. Gets it clear, and South Australia go out of trouble. Up towards the right half forward flank. Platten is at the back. He soccers it off the ground and out of bounds on the full. So Gary Lyon will take it at half back. Kicks long. Up towards centre wing. Madden. Stoneham at the back.
This is the most improved player in the VFL.
Stoneham short to half forward. Oh, he's got Waitman, who can run on from 50. Inside 50. Looking for Dunstall, but he didn't quite go short enough. Should he have just gone on with it then and perhaps looked for Lockett, Don?
Well, maybe, Sandy, but I'm just interested about those small men there. Now, South Australian have got the good small men on paper, but what they are is attacking players. They're not defensive. And Waitman's starting to pick up a few kicks. They've got to tighten up as he gets a quick kick.
Waitman into the square. There's a Victorian mark, Dunstall. And that's that agility that Jason Dunstall has. And a bit of strength in his body. And a key play there from Waitman. But Dunstall giving Delaney something to think about. And Dunstall goals.
Well, it was point blank range. But the value of putting your body in front. And when there's a quick kick as it was from Waitman, if you're in front, you can always make the move and you catch your opponent unawares. And here it is, the ball coming down quickly to Waitman, who is left unattended, and in front Dunstall, Delaney behind. If they do have a problem in South Australia, right on that full back line, it'd be easy to switch Hughes and Delaney. No great drama.
Well, perhaps that's one of the big pluses that the Vics have got with Lockett and Dunstall. You chop and change, and maybe the other player comes into the game.
It's interesting looking at the centre square too. The South Australians not manning up, so that's interesting.
Big Redden doing the ruck work. Madden had the run at it. Redden got the tap back. Kick off the ground by Abernathy wide. Chance now for Victoria through Couch. Kick towards full forward by Couch, and in front a good mark, this time taken by Delaney. He's going to be forced to go back and take his kick over the man on the mark. And a player preparing to come on for South Australia is Mark MICKAN. The kick wide to the wing. Oh, great mark, sensational stuff by Brown, running with the flight of the ball. The kick towards centre half forward. Daniher can't mark. The hand pass out of defence came from Phillips. Now it lands with Bradley on centre wing. Hand pass over the top is constructive stuff to McGuinness. McGuinness running up through half forward. Kicks it towards full forward. Kernahan. A hard man to beat from in front. Long arms, big body.
That was just a great mark on that occasion. Better judgment. And he slipped in at the critical time, got in front of Chris Langford, Stephen Kernahan, and that was a good mark. Ability personified.
Kernahan has kicked one. Only about 15 metres from goal. Kick slews off the side. Disappointment on Stephen Kernahan's face. A behind to South Australia.
Costly miss, Ian. You can't afford to miss those ones so far out at a critical stage of this game. 25 playing 8.
Just wonder if that's a little boggy, that area where he kicked from there, Don.
Well, it is a bit boggy everywhere, and Victoria playing the huddle as Chris Langford plays out.
With a beautiful kick, almost down towards the centre. Madden tries to tap it over the back, scooped back to Bradley, who immediately sends it back towards Kernahan once again. But nipping in is Brown, who started magnificently for Victoria. Across to Lockett. Victoria out of strife again. Up towards centre wing. Stoneham could have got a bit of a nudge from Phillips, who opens the door for Craig Bradley. Again, he pumps it back somewhat blindly towards half forward. Brown is there, goes over the top towards Lockett. McGuinness took it out on the full.
Great eyes by the boundary umpire then.
Lockett at half back. Daniher saying send it in towards the centre, but he doesn't. He goes towards Stoneham. Phillips tried to do it with the one hand. Scooting clear is Mark Nailey. South Australia inside 50 once again. This time Kernahan doing it from behind. An opportunity for Darcy to go wide for Victoria. He does, in towards the practice wicket area, and it'll still be pretty muddy out there. Scott. With him is Abernethy. Play allowed to go on. Nayley picks it up towards centre half forward. No mark taken. McGuinness waiting down in front, couldn't get clear. Kernahan working for the football, and the umpire decides that he'll take charge.
It's a great atmosphere, this, isn't it? It's just like a finals, a crowd involved, and the players certainly not letting them down.
And Victoria leading 4-1 to 1-2 as Lyon kicks it high towards the outer wing area. Scott does well to spoil Abernethy. Waitman is doing it on his own. He's surrounded by 4 South Australians. They ask the question, but it is not answered. So the ball to be thrown up on the outer side with Madden and Mickan, who's come onto the ground, and it's Mickan who gets a hurried left foot kick down towards half forward. No one able to get clear once again, and we'll have another ball up, this time on the 50-metre line for South Australia.
Yes, it is quite muddy still.
Yep.
You know, the ground looks terrific, but there's certain areas that are still very boggy. Right on the 50-metre line now, Smith tries to battle there with Simon Madden. The ball's on the bottom of those 2 players, Platten and Mitchell. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 50 metres from the South Australian goal. Victoria leading by 17 points. Smith takes the ball out. Chance now there for Tony Hall. Hand pass astray, and it's hurried over the boundary line by the Victorian defenders. Johnny Platten in the play. Andrew Buse there for Victoria. There's 6 minutes left. There's Big Smith. Very aggressive player for South Australia. Ball comes out the back. Chance now for Darren Jarman. He can't control it. Just gets his left foot to the ball. Into the pocket. Langford. Kick across goal. Couple of players in support. Shane Morwood. Plenty of space. Looking to give the hand pass. Now it comes off to Lyon. Lyon, 2 bounces. A 3rd bounce. Approaching centre wing. Down goes the Victorian player behind play. That was Darcy. Lyon's short kick is effective, and the mark's taken by Brown. Sweeping hand pass. Now a chance for Victoria. Shane Morwood, who's come up from half back. Thumping kick in towards full forward. Dunstall and Delaney. Is that a free kick? No. Play on, says the umpire. Very close to the action. Lockett can't grab the ball. Daniher shrugs the tackle. Kick off the side. Delaney's in the van. Scott. Delaney overruns it. Scott really struggling hard in the forward pocket for Victoria. He keeps it in, and we'll have a ball up about 15 or 20 metres from goal.
It's a dynamo Scott, isn't he? 4-1 Victoria, South Australia 1-2. The Vicks in attack. Lockett to Dunstall. Oh, he's gone!
And wasn't that a quick goal there, just as he's being tackled. Jason Dunstall second. And watch here on replay. Lockett in there, using his strength, and just at the critical time, tackled by Delaney. Dunstall goals. It's good to see the new insignia on top of the Victorian jumper instead of the V. It's now the Victorian emblem, which is a flag, the stars, and the little crest.
5-1 plays 1-2. Dunstall and Lockett, the 2-pronged forward attack, have kicked 4 between them.
Now the South Australia starting to man up in the centre. Interesting stuff with MICKAN in there to do ruck work, and he'll jump into Madden.
And here they go. Madden up early, almost got it down the throat of Waitman. Now Platten trying to get out for South Australia, but Pritchard is holding him there.
Interesting, I thought Madden came from the same side of the centre square as as MICKAN did on that occasion. Should be pinged for that.
Let's see what he does this time in the centre bounce. Still virtually in the middle. Pushed down towards half forward. Phillips and Stoneham. Stoneham trying to surge it forward for Victoria. It's halted, however. MICKAN kicks it high, back towards half forward. Collins is there for Victoria. He'll be met by Hall. Gets the hand pass away towards Gary Lyon. Lyon spins out of trouble beautifully. From the half-back flank to centre wing is grand football, and Paul Couch picks it up for Victoria. Spears it in towards the centre and finds his teammate Andrew Buse.
Now in our terms that should be 50 metres, but it'll only be 15. It's a good delaying tactic by John Platten.
No 50-metre penalties today. It is NFL rules. That means 15 metres as Buse. Lockett the flyer. Scott in front. Threads through the hand pass. Lockett again. Bullocks his way clear. Goes onto the left foot, in towards Dunstall. Hammered away from him by Bradley and through for one behind.
Well, we've played 25 minutes, Sandy, into this first quarter. You're going to concede defeat?
Not at the moment. Very, very early days. Don't worry, you had 6 weeks at South Adelaide. You're starting to win now too. In the full back line for South Australia, they're in trouble as Daniher's tried to get away. They've lost the football, and so Paul Couch. Daniher giving him a lead. It's ignored. Lockett's on his own.
If you want to ask questions about whether this is working, they've kicked 4 of the 5. This could be 5 of the 6 between them, Lockett and Dunstall.
There's a lot of loose checking going on down there as well, Ian. You just can't lead out as Lockett did on that occasion with Hughes metres behind.
Champion player, this guy.
70 goals in the VFL before he received an enforced holiday from the tribunal. But back today. And going for number 3 from 30 metres. There is number 3.
And it is ironic or coincidental that all goals have been scored in that part of the ground in about a 10-metre radius from where he has kicked that particular goal, his third. And what a two-pronged attack, and it certainly is working. I had question mark as to whether it would and whether this man would be fit, but he's got such tremendous strength.
And a very good kick. He covers it well when he gets the ball.
Victoria leads by 5 goals. Madden again wins it out of the centre. Daniher taps it wide. Stretch has a chance for South Australia. The ball sits. Waitman chases, but he gets his kick down towards the half-forward line. Gary Lyon is there. Cannot quite keep it in play to Dale Waitman. And so a throw in on that outer wing. And we believe also, Ian, that Tony Hall has had his number taken after that little infringement with Brett Lovett on the wing just a few minutes ago.
A struggle for the South Australians on centre wing. The ball comes out the back. Buse gets it off to Couch. Couch back in towards the centre. Madden. A little chip kick was very good football by Madden. Pritchard's kick towards half forward. Dunstall. Hand pass off is great. Brown. Left foot kick too short. Phillips muffs it. Stoneham, younger, more agile, overruns the football. Phillips, all he can do is see it over the line. And the big bulk of Greg Phillips, maybe the Victorians can capitalise on that.
He's well, what they're going to wait since Collingwood.
Right, that's what I said before the game preview, but he's beating Stoneham in heavy stuff, but Stoneham will beat him around the ground like that.
Buse in towards full forward again. The ball sits. It's tapped wide in towards the square and taken over the line somewhat casually by the 88 Magarey medalist Greg Whittlesey. So a throw in. But Victoria in with a chance of scoring yet again as Daniher taps wide to Waitman. Waitman will have a shot. Off target, one behind.
Gee, that was a heavy shepherd laid by Tony Lockett on Jarman on that occasion. Andrew Jarman it was.
He'd know about it by the end of the day, I would think. One of Lockett's attributes. Big, strong fellow. Kick in by Delaney to the member's side. Phillips, very good hands. Oh, hand pass, intercepted by Madden. Chance now for Brown. No one to kick it to, high in the air. Scott and Abernathy. Goes to the back. Waitman, dispossessed by Whittlesey. Ball comes out to Platten. Platten at centre half back, and the siren sounds to end a very entertaining first quarter in the State of Origin. And at quarter time, Victoria 6-3. 39, lead South Australia 1-2-8.
Plays 1-2, South Australia in trouble. As we get set for the second quarter here at the MCG. Langford and Kernahan. Kernahan has kicked 1 goal, but it has not been enough for South Australia in that first quarter. Let's see what they can do in the second. 39 plays 8. Madden on it. Trying to get clear is Couch. Prolific kick winner to half forward. Daniher's had a sensational start to this game, but Stretch is clear, gets a hurried kick wide towards centre wing. The Victorian defence has stood up wonderfully well so far. Socket off the ground by Bradley. Close to the boundary line as Lockett chases. He props looking for that free kick. He does not get it on this occasion, and a throw-in will take place.
Do you think the umpires are awake up to some of the players that do that on purpose?
I think they might be. Here's the throw-in again. Smith coming in for front spot for South Australia. Buse shrugs the tackle and does it well. He's a very strong player. Towards his clubmate in Stoneham. Almost pulled it in with the one hand against Phillips. Stoneham is still going, trying to tap it wide, but
Surely
stopped.
That was holding the man on Phillips. As far as Stoneham was concerned, the ball wasn't there and he was being retarded.
So we will have a bounce, and we've learned from the emergency umpire the report was definitely made. Pritchard. High towards half forward.
Courage.
A lot of courage shown on that occasion. A good mark taken by Bruce Abernethy. Short to MICKAN. Onto the left foot. He goes short again. Platten's going to have to make ground and he could be in trouble.
Good tackle.
He is, but gets it away towards Bradley. Got clear of Collins. High kick by Bradley in towards the 60-metre area, but coming over the top is Simon Madden, and he takes a timely mark.
Madden directs play in towards the centre. Good mark taken by Daniher. Hand pass out the back to Brown. Second bounce approaching the 50-metre mark. Brown's left foot pass, magnificent. And Lockett, the difference between the two sides.
Well, they're gone, Sandy.
Speechless.
Yeah, I know you are. It's good to see it too.
You're unbelievable. You wouldn't say anything at quarter time, and now you're saying they're gone.
They are. They are.
Lockett, 3 goals against his name. Dunstall, 2. Robert Scott, the other goal scorer for Victoria. Lockett, not many steps. Pulls the drop punt to the left and misses. Just a couple of steps there by Tony Lockett and a bad mistake. 6-4 plays 1-2.
Now the South Australians playing the huddle, waiting for Delaney to bring this ball back in. They've broken.
So it's a big test for Roger Delaney, playing in his first State of Origin game. He kicks it wide to the outer side of the ground with just under 22 and a half minutes remaining. Anderson in there over the football. There was a question mark over him before he came into this game. He's had foot problems for the past couple of weeks, but declared himself available and fit. Waitman receives, kicks inside 50, out comes Dunstall, with him is Delaney, socket clear, Delaney, body over the ball, gets the hand pass away, Stretch close to the boundary line and makes no attempt whatsoever to keep it in play. So a throw in the left forward pocket. 32 points the margin, favouring Victoria. Flicked over the back. Now here's a chance for Aish, but he gets claimed, gets the hand pass away. It goes straight to Waitman. Lost a bit of pace in the mud. Wide to Couch. Claim, and we'll lose it.
Gee, they lived dangerously that time, the South Australians. Phillips bringing it back into the attacking zone.
Andrew Jarman at half back, the kick wide. Great mark taken by Tony Hall. He's way back there at half back for South Australia. Kick in short, punch away by Smith. Now a chance for McGuinness. Quick kick with the right foot, intercepted by Madden. Hand pass across to Lockett. Lockett gets it off to Collins. Collins looking forward. The short pass, Stoneham controls the ball well, gets the hand pass to Mitchell. Brown could be caught. Quick to get the hand pass away. Terry Daniher up towards full forward. No mark taken. Abernethy, short kick, finds the safety of the boundary line between back pocket and half back for South Australia. They're really struggling, and the pressure enormous from the Victorians. Stoneham in front, gets the palm down towards Waitman. Good gather, sweeping hand pass. Couch had to wait for it. Round to the left foot, Paul Couch, outside 50 metres. Drop punt, goes over the back and rolls through for a behind. Nearly took a leg break, that one.
Prolific kick getter in the VFL is the Geelong centreman.
Got to lift his colours a bit today, Sandy. He's not as good as what he is in club games at this stage.
Delaney's kick is not a good one. Goes wide. Buse and Platten. And a throw in to take place. Victoria have done the bulk of the attacking in this match. What would you do if you were coaching South Australia, Don, at the moment, as far as changes?
Well, I think you'd have to get those interchange players on, just create something, Sandy, because nothing's happening. Those little fellas, they've got to get into it a little bit more. They've got bigger reputations at stake, but they're not living up to it.
Ball on centre wing. Chance now for Platten to get it across to Aish. It's good football. Michael Aish sets up towards half-forward Kernahan. Well, he has been a shining light down in that forward line, but the only one.
Well, he knows what it's about, Sandy. Real pressure football. He was in front then, and he was prepared to take the risk. We haven't seen too many actual South Australians performing well in the game so far because they're just not really used to real pressure football. Kernahan is, and he marked on that occasion.
It's interesting, he's playing at full forward, and Carlton believe that if they could find someone to play at centre half forward, that's where they'd play him.
Kernahan looking for South Australia's second goal from 50 metres. Gives it everything he's got, and as a consequence has pulled it to the left. 1 goal 2 to Steve Kernahan. South Australia 1 goal 3. As Morwood brings it back into play. Good looking kick to the 45-metre line, and the mark is taken by Gavin Brown, who's had a grand day so far. Been a very good state player, Brown. He's only played a couple of games, done everything right. Waitman is always a good state player. Stoneham a great improver. Towards Couch. Loses, has it socket out of his hands. Daniher had a great first quarter. The ball still in the centre. And the umpire allowing play to go on as Collins puts his body over the ball and gets it out nicely to Pritchard. Here's a chance for Victoria again as Pritchard goes up towards Dunstall.
She isn't that. Wasn't that great there? The way he shrugged Delaney off. Hands, that was fantastic stuff.
Lockett is the target. He floats it and it's going to drop short, but it doesn't matter because Daniher is there. He's had a tremendous match.
Great player, Terry Daniher. Very, very consistent.
What a great passage of play. And what about that mark by Daniher? Copybook stuff for young kids looking in. Keep your eye on the ball. It's hard to do. And a lot of players do take their eye off the ball at critical times, but this man on screen now doesn't.
A state game veteran, 10 he's got to his credit, and he's kicked a goal with that one.
Well, he's had a terrific quarter, or a terrific 1.5 quarters, Terry Daniher. He can play up, back or up forward. He's playing at centre half forward today, or on the half forward flank. Stoneham at centre half forward. But he's just a great player because he's got that tremendous ability to keep his eye on the ball no matter what is coming.
Terry Daniher, 1 goal. Madden and Mickan. Neither one gets much of a tap out. And Whittlesey. Now it's not, it's Aish there on the bottom of the pack to bring the ball back to the umpire with just over 17 minutes left in this second quarter. Madden, down it goes to Mitchell. Left foot kick towards centre half forward. Whittlesey under pressure. Waitman can't get the ball off him. Stoneham and Scott, the Geelong teammates, come in and hold the ball in.
And I'd look at maybe Bruce Lindner coming on because he's been in good form. I couldn't see what they'd lose without Bubner on a wing because he's a tall player. And maybe Lindsay too.
So they've got beaten badly around the packs. The Vics are right on top there. Here's a chance now for Abernathy. He can't control the football. The pressure by Scott is pretty good. Anderson chips in, gets his kick away, back towards the wing, but dropping back and taking the mark is Couch. Couch's kick into the man on the mark. Chance for Andrew Jarman. Out wide, good mark to Tony Hall as Don Scott's nomination prepares to come on. Bruce Lindner on the boundary line. The kick in towards the half-forward area. Kick by Whittlesey, marked by Bradley. Bradley just inside 50 metres.
And it's Anderson who's coming off, Ian, the wingman.
Only had 1 kick, and that was in the last 2 minutes, Greg Anderson. Now Bradley is a pretty good kick of the football, so I'd give him some chance here. Little unsure. Still unsure. Now goes for the short chip, and Mickan has dropped in and taken the mark well within scoring distance now. Mark Mickan about 35 metres from goal on a very slight angle. Brisbane Bears captain. Left foot shot. High drop punt. Off to the left. Bad miss.
And also warming up is Bruce Lindsay. As we go back to Chris Langford. After another behind goes on the board for South Australia. Well, Lindner came on and flew high for that to no effect. Daniher does well. Gets it across to Mitchell, who goes up towards Madden on centre wing. He's under pressure from Bradley, and the ball goes over the line.
Just thinking when Madden handball that ball across the ball, if he goes off the ground injury-wise, Victoria could be in a bit of strife. Might be forced to play Stoneham in the ruck.
MICKAN wins that one from behind on that occasion. Lindner does well. But again repelled by Darcy. MICKAN in front and has paid the mark. Quickly across to Craig Bradley. Kicks it high up towards half forward. Kernahan comes over the top. Waiting at the back is Buse. He's claimed but gets the handball away towards Pritchard. Lost sight of the football. Aish gets it wide. Here's a chance for South Australia. Platten can't quite take the mark from Jarman. It's in the pocket and taken over the line. We'll come back. Free kick will go to Gary Lyon.
Well, Lindner's going off the ground and Bruce Lindsay coming on. Now, Lindner hasn't been on for very long at all, so I don't know what that's going to achieve.
Well, he's been on for about a minute. Lyon to the half-back line, straight to MICKAN. Again, he goes to Bradley. Centering it. Stretch, receiving the hand pass from Hall. In towards full forward, and this looks better as Smith takes the mark. Darren Smith, playing in his first state game, has the chance to kick his first goal.
So things not going well Victoria's wise since Pritchard ran off that straight line on the half-back flank.
Smith shooting for goal, 30 metres out. Not much of an angle. He stabs. I think he's pushed that across too, has he? Another behind goes on the board. So while he runs back, Dermott Brereton warms up on the boundary line, and I would imagine there would be a roar of 70,000 fans when Dermott runs onto this ground, Donald.
Do you, Sandy?
Kick back into play. Stoneham sets himself with the one hand. Couldn't take it. McGuinness tries to get it out. Lindsay soccers off the ground. They're going nowhere fast. Nailey flicks it nicely. Here's a chance now for McGuinness as he pumps it long in towards goal. That's a great kick, but he's hit the post.
Well, they're starting to lift now, the South Australians, and it's about time too. And it's interesting that the man who got the kick then, McGuinness, has got to do a little bit more.
It's their smaller guys that have caused them to be behind, I would think. Langford's kick over 50 metres. Great mark by Stoneham. Stoneham at half-back, plays on quickly, out wide looking for Scott. Big punch, good roving done by Pritchard. Pritchard's pass is magnificent. Dunstall takes the mark.
Madden off, Brereton on.
Dunstall's kick towards full forward. A big punch by Delaney. It comes out wide now, Bradley can't control it. Pritchard flicks it back. Couch gets the hand pass out. Brilliant football by Victoria. Pritchard up towards the 10-metre square. Chance for Lindsay, can't quite get to the football, and it goes over the boundary line in that left forward pocket for Victoria.
Value of Jason Dunstall. That was a 1-on-3 situation there, and all he did was put himself in amongst the three, push the ball out. Ball finishes up Victoria's left forward pocket.
So Victoria perhaps just trying to nurse Simon Madden through the game. The ball in their forward pocket.
You'd wonder.
And Waitman comes up with it. We'll have another bounce. The play about 20 metres from the Victorian goal. MICKAN, big punch by Lockett. No one home. Mark Nailey up against the boundary line. Gets the hand pass away to Whittlesey. Whittlesey's kick in towards the centre. Couch. Oh, crash goes Couch. The hand pass from Smith gives Aish the opportunity to run onto the football. Hand pass wide to Stretch. Stretch fumbles. Gets past Shane Morwood. Hand pass back to Aish, who's run up pretty well. He's forced to kick quickly, close to the line. Kernahan has bumped off it by Langford, and it goes over for a boundary throw in half-forward flank for South Australia.
Tell you what, Don, they're under some pressure, the Crow Eaters.
My word, it's still a good game, Sandy, and they're putting a lot of pressure on Victoria too. It's just not reflecting on the scoreboard.
Throw in, Stoneham. Eventually it comes clear, short kick finding Nailey. And Mark Nayley too far out to score, but he can centre it. The kick is a good one, and he finds Darren Jarman. Both Jarman boys playing in this South Australian lineup. Jarman looks to go with a torpedo punt kick. That is a goal!
Well, there's something that beats class all the time, and it was displayed on that occasion because he looked for a short pass, it wasn't on, and then Jarman went back casually and just blasted away at goal, and it came off. Now, he didn't intend to kick it for goal, he just wanted to put it down there, but the ball being a torpedo punt, and he got onto it correctly, and when you do get onto a torpedo punt, there is nothing better.
Talent, absolute talent.
7-5 to 2-6 as we're back in the centre once again. Stoneham over the ball, can't pick it up. The hand pass is shot out by Jarman towards the half-forward line. Morwood leaves it, it's flicked further wide. Buse and Platten chasing. Could this goal lift South Australia? Buse does well, he beats two of them, pushed towards the line, and eventually runs out of space.
Barry Mitchell going off, Neville Bruns coming on to Victoria.
A big moment for Bruns, who's worked so hard over the past couple of years. This time injury has eluded him as McGuinness kicks it high inside 50. Bradley will be the meat in the sandwich. Kernahan came over the top and left no one at home. It's socket off the ground, straight across the ground, and will go out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
Tell you what, Barry Stoneham's got a magnificent ploy when he goes for the ruck. If you notice that left arm get around his opponent and hold him out.
This time he just comes over the top and pushes down. There is no one there for South Australia. Couch's hand pass is a beauty to Lockett. Lockett sets sail in towards the middle. Now Scott can run, but so can Stretch. Chasing is Brown. Stretch too much pace. Goes to the wide open spaces. There's no one there, and he'll gain 30 metres as he pushes it over the line. Well, the record crowd of 66,893 is unquestionably going to be smashed today. That was set back in 71 when these two sides last met here at the MCG. But it is a bumper today as MICKAN picks it up on the defensive side of centre wing. Kicks long towards the 50-metre mark. Darcy comes over the top and takes a good mark.
Well, it was a good mark.
I can't believe that.
But when you're caught behind like that, Tim, you really should punch the ball, although I thought it was a mark.
No doubt. No, absolutely no doubt whatsoever.
But the point was, he was caught behind. He should have really punched it on that occasion.
The ball goes out towards the wing. Stretch and Brown having a great battle on that wing, and the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. Stoneham now, and Smith. Stoneham gets that front position again, can't control the football. Terry Daniher around onto the right foot, a high kick back in towards the centre. Scott always running quickly. Nearly was caught, got the hand pass away, went after it again with desperate stuff. The ball at half forward, Bruns running onto it. Kick it quickly, he does, towards full forward. There's no one home for Victoria. Hughes in the back pocket. Kick out towards the half-back flank area. MICKAN throws himself on the football. Now a chance for McGuinness. He gets the hand pass out the back. Now a chance for Darren Jarman. Off to Lindsay. Lindsay's kick up towards half forward for South Australia. Smith. Great mark in front of Shane Morwood. He'll play on quickly. Good play by Smith. The short pass is astray. Lyon under pressure. Gary Lyon, cool as a cucumber, gets the ball out wide. Now Shane Morwood, the hand pass in wide. Now a chance for Langford. Langford's kick towards the wing. Brown, a little nudge. It's allowed to go on, and Gavin Brown takes the mark for the Vicks. Slightly forward of centre wing. The hand pass off to Collins. Collins' kick is magnificently smothered by Whittlesey. Couch. Now Waitman under pressure. Chance for MICKAN at half back. MICKAN's cool kick. Too high there for Andrew Jarman. Brereton onto it. Brown. The ball just moving so quickly. Stoneham up towards half forward to mark to Collins.
Well, there's a lot of lax marking on both sides now. Not the pressure, but Collins plays on quickly, the back pocket player.
Collins in towards centre half forward. Brereton can't control it. Lovett's kick off the ground. Chance now for Pritchard. Back onto the left foot with a little bit of space. Kicks with the right and goals!
Well, Darren Pritchard, a bad mistake on half-back when he didn't keep his eye on the ball. No matter if you're big or small, on occasions you've got to stand up and be counted. He wasn't on the half-back flank. But on this occasion, he's made amends. Here's the ball, spilled out, kicked off the ground by Lockett. Pritchard had time to go back onto his right foot, and both players on both sides getting a little bit more latitude.
Centre bounce once again. This time it's Platten who sends South Australia into attack. Down towards the half-forward line, and a great mark taken by Tony Hall. He's inside 50. And it's certainly worth another look, Don.
He is a great overhead mark, Tony Hall.
And as we speak, MICKAN is off and Redden back on for South Australia. Hall with a drop punt. Pushes it across the face. In fact, will drop short. McGuinness scouting in front, but was at the wrong spot. And anyway, a free kick has been picked out. And on the last line of defence, it will go back to Morwood.
Dale Waitman looking to come off as well. I think Tim Watson's warming up now.
Morwood goes short to Couch. Couch has the running Lockett. He goes long up towards Brereton. Can't take the mark. Wanted to push it down in front of Scott. Bruns is there. Good shepherding work by Brereton as he kicks up towards half-forward. Dunstall takes the mark. Lockett is one out in the square. Gives him a lead in towards the pocket, but the kick is not a good one. Does he get there in time? I think he may have. The boundary umpire was caught a long, long way behind. But Lockett has marked on the boundary line some 40 metres out.
Difficult kick from there, but there was space in that pocket. Naturally, Lockett led to it, but he's put himself on a very, very acute angle for goal.
Let's see what the right footer can do. Kick on its way, one behind the result. Tony Lockett has contributed 3 goals to Victoria's tally of 8 goals 6. And still the work continues for Roger Delaney. This time straight down the middle with a better looking kick. Well, Daniher flew, and so too did Gavin Brown.
But what a magnificent kick by Delaney.
I think Brown there probably thought that it may have gone over Terry Daniher's head, and he was forced to make a commitment to go for the mark.
Madden, Murphy and co on the bench. Platten loses it. The short kick comes back to Daniher again. Brereton props, which was a mistake. Scott beautifully out of trouble, onto Bruns. Left foot goal. He's kicked it.
We've seen some magnificent passages of play today, and that would be equally to anything we've seen today. Wasn't that ball moved magnificently, quickly and cleanly? Good play there by Brereton. Got it out to Scott, and Scott playing on. That's just copybook stuff. That's something you do at training. Doesn't often come off in a game, but when it does, it is very, very good. Neville Bruns first.
So the Geelong teammates standing tall on the MCG, 9-6 to 2-6. Couch doing well in the centre, so Geelong being well represented by their party. We'll have another bounce with 3.5 minutes left in this second term. Stoneham, Watson on the interchange. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Lindsay's well caught. No, he's not, says the umpire. Held after the ball had been forced to move on. Lindsay's hand pass goes off to Hughes. Hughes with a thumping drop punt straight towards goal. Punch away. Chance there for McGuinness. Hand pass comes out. Watson dispossessed by Platten. The play at centre half forward for South Australia, and the umpire will come in and bounce. It's about 40 metres from the South Australian goal.
He's a great player, Platten.
7 goals the Vics lead by. Platten can't really control it. Watson on the bottom of the pack. Kick by Nailey. Picked up by Lyon. Kick out wide. Good gather by Pritchard. Pritchard's kick towards centre wing on the members' side. Bouncing close to the boundary line. Here's that beaver, Scott. Can't quite break away, and he's pinned in there by Abernathy. Umpire will come in and bounce. Robert Scott, a great trier. Magnificent hand pass to Bruns for the Victorians' last goal. Stoneham And Redden, Simon Madden having a much needed rest on the interchange bench. Redden gets the tap out, goes to the back. Chance for Terry Daniher, he can't break away. So the umpire will come in and ball it up once again.
Still on centre wing. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Stoneham looking for Scott. Lindsay threads it through, but straight to Couch. He's claimed, but gets the hand pass away. Doesn't travel a great distance, however, and was picked up by Bruce Abernathy, who pumps it high towards Kernahan.
Oh, I thought it might have been Gary Lyons on that occasion.
Kernahan, long in towards half forward. South Australia need a couple of quick goals before half time, but Brown is playing a sensational game. Gets it across to Lyon on half back. Victoria effortlessly out of trouble as he centres the football, putting Bruns under pressure. He's the only one there, and the mark is taken by Andrew Jarman. Jarman wide to Stretch, long towards the half forward line. Hall is there and takes it some 45 metres out. He can go short over the top looking for Smith and finds him. So Darren Smith will have a shot 25 metres out, but on a pretty tight angle.
Thought Collins was a bit stiff there. Maybe he didn't sum it up quickly enough. He perhaps could have punched the ball.
So I'd like to know who's picking up Tony Hall. No one has owned up yet and gone across and manned him up. Gary Lyon has now. It was bad marking by Lyon, if that's his man.
Smith looking for South Australia's third goal. Stabs with a drop punt and has kicked it. So a much needed goal to the Crow Eaters.
Well, he's impressed me a little bit, Smith, although he hasn't done very much. I like the way he moves for a big fellow. He's quite quick and is not afraid to put his body in front. He's playing in a very difficult position, that of centre half forward, and it's probably the hardest position on the ground in which to play.
36 points the margin. We're back in the centre with just 29 seconds remaining in the first half. The centre bounce is won by Redden. Clever players. Aish sends South Australia forward. Kernahan gave a nudge. He almost took a sensational mark. Langford is at the bottom. Collins comes away, but the umpire comes in and decides he will take charge as John Cale makes his way down. And plenty of thinking for Cale, the South Australian coach, to do during the long break.
A little altercation there at that throw-up between Platten and Hughes as the siren goes for half-time.
And at half-time, Victoria leads 9-6-60 after kicking 3 goals, 3 in that quarter. South Australia 3-6-24, and we might have a margin of 6 goals, Ian, but still a great contest.
Jarman.
So here we go into the third quarter of the State of Origin clash at the MCG. Madden back on the ball. MICKAN comes over the top. Platten gets the first effective kick down towards the half-forward line, but Lyon defends magnificently as he pushes it wide out in front of Scott. He's had a great day. Robert Scott kicks it high towards half-forward. He's looking for Stoneham. Has it fisted away from him. Daniher wide to Waitman. Sweeps it even wider to Pritchard. In towards the forward pocket area. Scott will see it over the line. So a throw in Victoria's attacking zone, the right forward pocket. Victoria leading by 6 goals. Lockett with absolute strength. Although he got the tap down, it was South Australia who take it away through Craig Bradley, who bounces it over half forward. Clean bowls everyone. Here's a chance for Tony Hall. Set sail for goal. How will it bounce? It goes to the left, and 1 behind on the board for the Crow Eaters. And Hall looking in a spot of bother.
And he doesn't look too good. He's holding that knee. Let's hope it's not too bad, but oh, look at him grimacing.
Langford back into play. We'll keep an eye on Hall. He's still on the ground. Madden marks between half back and centre wing. Plays on quickly. Goes over the top. Tap forward towards MICKAN. MICKAN goes back again to McGuinness. Onto the right boot. He kicks it, but straight back to Simon Madden.
Madden, 2 kicks within a minute on that half back line for Victoria. from a standing start. Kicks it high towards centre half forward. Big punch away by Mickan. Somehow the hand pass comes out to Couch. He gets it out to Lockett. Lockett onto Lyon. Lyon in the centre of the MCG. Kicks it down forward, and Dunstall. Perfect lead. And a great pass by Gary Lyon. And Dunstall will have a shot from 45 metres. And behind play, bad luck for South Australia because Tony Hall in lots of trouble with his right knee.
Those trainers want to get a wriggle on too and get him off the ground.
Dunstall shot for goal. The high drop punt will drop short. Big thump by Danny Hughes, and it goes over the boundary line for a throw in.
Well, they're going to have to hold play up here, I think, because the stretcher is coming out now. And this is tragic news, not only for South Australia, but also for Hawthorn.
And he doesn't look good. And having been in that situation, Ian, you wait. It seems an eternity, doesn't it, for assistants to come out. And I really did feel for Tony Hall there. He was in pain, and he's still in pain.
Terrible bad luck.
Oh, let's hope it's not too bad, but it doesn't look good. He's still holding his head.
He got the kick away in a fairly boggy area there at centre half forward. Great chasing by Collins to drag him to the ground, and obviously his knee buckled underneath him, and he's in a lot of trouble.
Real trouble.
And you're right, Sandy. I think Hawthorn supporters would be ruining this moment.
He's been a great player for them.
Very skilled player, Tony Hall.
And incidentally, it was a teammate who brought him down, Andrew Collins.
Yes, he won't be too happy, I guess, either, Andrew Collins, because Hawthorn halfway through the season looking pretty good for successive premierships in the club competition.
So it looks as though Darren Jarman will come back out onto the ground. But a considerable hold up in play while Tony Hall is taken from the ground. We might be able to just pick up what happened here. Now, Hall is claimed by Collins, and obviously when he was taken to ground on.
It didn't look good, didn't it? It's the simple things that usually cause the accident. It didn't look terribly bad, but obviously it was a bad twist.
Well, let's hope that it's not too serious for Tony Hall. As play will get underway once again now. The situation is we have a throw-in in the left forward pocket. MICKAN and Lockett.
Although umpires can't start the game until this stretcher is completely off the arena. Yeah. Although it is over the boundary line, it is not completely off the arena. And they will want, well, naturally enough, they want to prevent an accident, and it could happen in that situation.
So they've got another 30 metres or so before he's taken down the race. And let's go down to the boundary line. Robert Klopp, any news, Robert?
Yeah, well, it's definitely his right knee, and the trainer for South Australia was really holding it firm. The knee looked very, very sloppy, and he's in enormous pain.
Well, that's tragic.
So, absolutely no doubt that he won't take any further part.
Thank you, Robert. So MICKAN, Lockett, Greg Phillips, Terry Daniher, and a concerned South Australian camp led by John Cale. Throw in the left forward pocket.
Lockett jostling MICKAN. Lockett gets the tap down. A struggle there. Lindsay on the bottom of the pack for South Australia, and the umpire will come in and bounce. The play about 25 metres from the Victorian goal. Lockett again to do the ruck work. High over the top, MICKAN gets the tap down. A kick out by Abernathy. Chance now for Brown. Great gather. Hand pass out to Buse. Back it goes to Couch. Gets a little bit of space for himself, and the left foot kick is just offline and through for a behind. Gavin Brown, what a player he's been.
What an effort that was to run straight like that. You don't see it too often in today's
you like
football.
those players, don't you, Don? Hey, you love them.
You got to stand
Delaney's
up and be
kick in towards the centre half back position. Couch takes the mark. He plays on off to Brown. Brown's kick into the forward pocket. High over the top, Delaney's big thump reaches the boundary line and will have a throw in about 20 metres around from the Victorian goal. So only a behind to each side has been added in this third quarter. MICKAN's tap down. Scott gets the hand pass out. McGuinness intercepts. Wakeman swoops on the football. Nearly well tackled. Slips the tackle. Pritchard fumbles. And the ball goes over for another boundary throw in. Just inside the 50-metre line, the Vicks in attack.
We're talking about a lot of South Australia's smaller running players swinging this game, but A few have been pretty quiet. Tony McGuinness is trying desperately to get into it. Here's Gary Lyon, just forward of centre. There are loose players everywhere. Waitman is on the right half forward flank, too far out to score, but we know of the attack he's got up forward. He lets fly, looking for Dunstall. Through 3 South Australians, eventually picked up by Mark MICKAN. Comes wide to the outer side. Stretch and Brown. Stretch trying to get through Stoneham now. Brown over the top. And it will be a free kick against him. Hasn't done too much wrong today, Brown, but on that occasion was not very subtle. Stretch over the centre. And a fine mark from behind. Taken by Tim Darcy. Darcy to a fairly congested half-forward zone. Pushes it out wide. Lindsay and Daniher. Daniher against 2 of them. He's still down there trying to get it out. Stoneham to Waitman. Good football. Oh, here's a chance for Scott. 40 metres out, but he pushes it right across the face of goal. And 1 behind only is the result.
She had a chance to hand pass then, Don, I thought, maybe, Scott?
Well, he could have. It may have been on Ian, but it was still a bad miss. He really wasn't far enough out from goal to miss.
Roger Delaney. Oh, sensational kick back into play. Almost to the centre of the ground. At the back is Craig Bradley. He's been pretty quiet too. Bradley onto the left foot. Long in towards full forward. Aish came over the top with no effect, however. And once again, Victoria through Lockett are able to get the ball clear. Collins and Platten, club teammates again, clash. Lyon lending great support, but good pressure on that occasion by Johnny Platten. Sees the ball forced over the line.
Yes, the Victorians should have made more of that then. It was Platten against 4. It was about a 3-on-4 situation, and the Victorians really didn't show any composure.
Madden over the top in that ruck contest. The umpire sees that Simon Madden has infringed against Darren Smith, and Smith to take the free kick for South Australia. The kick to the front of the square, perfectly positioned. Good thump away by the Victorian defence. Lyon on the bottom of the pack, feeds it out rugby style to Langford. Langford's hand pass is astray, and the South Australians, with desperation, keep the ball on their forward line, well within scoring distance. It's about 30 metres out directly in front, and they could do badly with a goal. Madden, Kernahan gets the tap out over the top. Couch, back it goes to Lockett. His thump on finds Pritchard. Pritchard in the back pocket. No one home for Victoria. Bradley takes the mark. A hand pass off to Whittlesey. He slips. Gets the hand pass to Mickett. He's well tackled by Couch. The big man goes down. Abernathy from a standing start. Kicks it high to centre half forward. No mark taken by Madden. Nayley has the football taken off him by the big Victorian captain. And at centre half forward for South Australia, we'll have another bounce. So both sides really testing each other in the early part of this third term. Smith, Madden over the top. Gets it out the back. Pritchard infringed against, and Pritchard takes the free kick. A hand pass to Lockett. Lovett's hand pass to his Melbourne teammate Lyon. Lyon's high kick towards the wing. Marking contest, Stoneham in the middle of 2 South Australians. Hughes the first to recover. Kicks it back towards half forward. A South Australian mark to their captain Aish. Aish plays on quickly. Round onto the right foot now. Drop punt kick to within goal scoring distance. No mark. At the back. Kick off the ground. It's going to bounce through. It's a goal. South Australian goal. And it's Jarman, Darren Jarman, off the ground. Kicks South Australians 4th.
And that's his 2nd goal, Darren Jarman. He came on to replace the injured Tony Hall. Now we watch here, the ball in dispute there, and Jarman just comes through as a Victorian defender desperately dives to ground, and it's Jarman who just got his foot at the critical time, and the South Australians' 4th goal, his 2nd.
From the centre, can South Australia come back? Putting his head down was Bradley. Did get the handball out, however. It's a high kick towards half forward. And the umpire's decision says it will go to Gary Lyon. Madden loose in the centre circle. Oh, he's too slow to get his kick, however. Slewed off the side of the boot. Brown with coverage. Bradley also. And it's Bradley who gets it out for South Australia. Gives it across to Abernathy. High towards the half-forward line. Another one here to make it interesting. Langford to the outer side. Chasing his Pritchard, and he gets there in time to take it on the chest. He's got Bruns loose on centre wing. Finds him. That'll be 15.
I was going to say 50.
Only 15 today. So Neville Bruns playing in his first state game. Long and low. Daniher!
What a great mark. The South Australian gave a little nudge. I think it might have been Lindsay.
Just too tall for Lindsay on that occasion. Bruce Lindsay, the Torrens captain. Terry Daniher, just out of position, Lindsay.
He's had a good day, Terry Daniher.
He's an enormous player.
Has kicked one goal. That was in the second quarter. He shoots from 40 metres out. It's there. Another one for the big V.
He is a great player, Terry Daniher. He's an amazing fellow. Started at South Melbourne, actually as a full forward, and was involved in a swap with Neville Fields in the early or late 70s. And a player that at South Melbourne did head the goal kicking list, the VFL goal kicking list, for a number of weeks initially in the early part of a season. And I was surprised to see him go from South Melbourne, but a very good player for Essendon.
Couch off, Watson on, and South Australia preparing also to make a change. From the centre, there goes Watson trying to push the ball through. A chance for Lindsay, but it'll go back. It's a free kick and it'll be taken by Tony McGuinness. McGuinness on the defensive side of centre to put South Australia into attack. Good looking kick. Kernahan the target. Caught behind, he just tried to tap it on. Trying to thread his way through was Buse. Over the shoulder came Andrew Jarman, going in towards the left forward pocket and out of bounds on the full. So it will be Shane Morwood will bring it back into play for Victoria.
Peter Bubner warming up on the boundary line, the Central District player. A great athlete is Bubner.
Morwood's kick back towards centre wing again. Daniher again flew high. Watson whips out the hand pass to the running Bruns. Neville Bruns from centre up towards Lockett at half forward. Can't complete the mark. The big man recovers well, but he needs support. Looks for someone going past. Stretch did well to knock it clear. A chance again, however. Still with Stoneham. Pushes wide. Lockett. Watson trying to create space from 50 metres. Right on the boundary line. Watson brings it back looking for Scott. But Greg Phillips, 1-2, not paid the mark. And we will see a ball up just 15 metres out of the scoring zone.
A couple of mistakes there. Lockett really should have taken the mark earlier, and Phillips perhaps wondering that he wasn't really in the clear and he could have taken that mark.
That's a pressure, Ian. That's indicative of the pressure when a player starts to fumble, as Phillips did on that occasion. Pressure.
Bounce in the forward zone. Lockett backhands it, looking for Dunstall. In the back pocket. Holding the ball. Waitman plays on. Is the advantage going to be paid? No, Dale. It was great to watch, but it's got to come back.
It's another part of football that you really have to have a good look at. Andrew Collins, his perseverance there was just perfect. Plays in the back pocket, but obviously has the tagging role on Nailey. Shut him out pretty well, hasn't he?
Certainly has. Let's see if he can finish it off like a forward. It's a fair kick. He's kicked to behind.
David Murphy warming up for Victoria, the number 5, the Sydney wingman.
Just haven't seen him to date.
And Bubner's still standing there waiting to come on. When are they going to make a move, the South Australians?
He'll be cold. Delaney will kick the ball in for South Australia. The kick falls a little short. Punch away by Stretch. Chance for Whittlesey. Look at that desperado Brown on the bottom of the pack. It's a few pats on the head there from his teammates and a ball up just outside 50 metres. MICKAN tries to get it out the back. Now a chance for Scott. Left foot shot for goal by Scott. High, short, Lockett. A little too far and it goes over on the full. So a free kick to South Australia will be taken by Delaney. And he's had some worrying moments on that full back line. Lockett has kicked 3 and Dunstall 2. Delaney's kick, outside 50. Madden over the top, can't mark. Scott can't gather the football. It comes out the back. Lyon, tackled by Bradley. Chance now for Andrew Jarman. Hand pass out wide. Gives Stretch the chance to run onto it. Stretch's kick. Kernahan can't mark. Good intelligent play. Smith runs into the open goal. His kick is short. Desperation shown by Buse. The ball's still in the field of play. Platten gets the hand pass over the top. The goal umpire signalling to the boundary umpire maybe that it was out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in about 10 metres around from the South Australian goal.
And Robert Scott off for Victoria, and Greg Phillips being replaced by Bubner at centre half back for South Australia.
Boundary throw in. There's an infringement. A free kick will be taken by Kernahan. Chance for a South Australian goal, and the free kick perhaps against Simon Madden. So Kernahan, who's kicked 1 goal too, and the 2 behinds that he has kicked could quite easily have been goals. Kernahan's drop punt is straight through the centre.
Stephen Kernahan's second goal. And he is the only shining light up on the forward line for South Australia. But Smith, I believe, had the opportunity to really kick the goal, but there's Madden with that right arm infringing, getting into the back or over the shoulder of Kernahan at that ruck throw in. But earlier, Smith should have really gone harder for goal.
32 points the difference as we're back in the centre again. Watson trying to get clear but can't. It is Waitman who gets it away to Pritchard. A high kick up towards the right half forward flank, and a good diving effort by Bruce Lindsay.
And Bubner's gone to the back pocket, picking up Lockett. Hughes at centre half back on Daniher.
Lindsay back towards centre wing. Aish the flyer can't complete the mark, close to the boundary line and taken over. So a throw in on that outer side. Dark clouds over the top of the MCG. We have had no rain whatsoever, and I don't think we'll see it this afternoon in this game. Waitman leaves it for Murphy, who's just come onto the ground. His kick, however, drops short, and the mark is taken by Bruce Abernethy. Goes backwards. Whittlesey. Long by Whittlesey over the centre. Stretch the flyer!
Oh, it's been taken
And
off
he's
him.
lost it.
Well, that was a mark to Brown. He was the man in front. He had a good grab on it. The same as Stretch.
Well, he kicks up towards half forward. Aish reads it well off the pack, gets the hand pass away, and South Australia out of trouble as they go into the middle with Craig Bradley. The short kick coming from Andrew Jarman. He tries to go short again. Lovett is clean bowled. Socket off the ground by McGuinness down towards half forward. A chance for Morwood. Sweeps it wide. Watson ploughs his way through the mud and then loses his footing. But time to recover. Goes back to Lovett, who threads it back to Watson. What shall I do with it, he says. There's 3 Victorians there and he just chips it up. Hughes gets it across to Morwood. Collins is out and a paddock on his own on that outer side. McGuinness is chasing, but he's well clear. Up towards Bruns on half forward. Recovers nicely. Swings play in towards the full forward zone, and Dunstall takes the mark. Great play. Jason Dunstall looking for Lockett. Play on is the call. Players caught unawares for a moment. Hughes tries to soccer off the ground, but it is South Australia who come away through Abernethy, who didn't like the attention he received then from Waitman.
Victorian starting to play arrogant football, evidenced by that little possession game on half-back.
Brown's kick. Finding Dunstall. Finding Pritchard at the 50-metre line. Darren Pritchard. Kicking into a fairly congested forward zone. Can he make the distance, Don?
Long way out, Sandy. I bet it'll drop in the square.
Well, he's gone for distance and he's pulled it in doing so and has put it out of bounds on the full.
So the kick in by Delaney off the side of the boot in towards centre half forward. Chance for Pritchard. Hand pass is good. Terry Daniher out to Bruns. Bruns back onto the right foot. Drop punt from Bruns. Straight in front of goal. Lockett can't mark. Good punch away. Under pressure, Bubner gets the hand pass over the top, close to the line. It goes over for a boundary throw in left forward pocket for Victoria.
A lot of people have criticised the fact that 2 Victorians there went for the ball and didn't talk. To me, that's an indication that they both want the ball and have only got eyes for ball.
Big punch by Danny Hughes over the top. Bradley, the Victorian player Watson desperate, so is Whittlesey for South Australia. and the umpire will come in and bounce. It's about 45 metres from the Victorian goal. 10-9 plays 5-7, and we've got 7.5 minutes left in this third quarter.
Over the line once again with Collins and Platten. As you saw moments ago, the lights are on here at the MCG. It is pretty dark, but I don't believe there is threatening rain at the moment. Hughes comes over the top. Brown overruns it. A chance for Bradley. Picks it up. A hurried kick, but kicked blindly. Straight to Madden. The big man runs into his Essendon teammate in Watson. Aish is able to thread his way through. Across to Jarman. Back to Stretch. Is good football by South Australia. In towards full forward. Kernahan from the side. Can't take the mark. Is very quick to apply the tackle. But the umpire said a push on Gary Lyon. Lyon gets the hand pass away. Lovett takes the mark. And he is in the half back line as Pritchard continues to run down, but he ignores him and goes for Morwood. On the outer side, Waitman is all alone. To half forward, Daniher, 3 metres in front of Lindsay. Terry Daniher, a lead from Lockett into the pocket. He's got a prop, but he's got it.
Unbelievable stuff by Tony Lockett.
Hard man to move.
I'm so wrapped he's in this team, Sandy. I mean, he's one of the best players I think we've seen for the last 25 years, Tony Lockett.
And Greg Anderson coming on for South Australia. There's Lockett about to line up.
Going for his fourth.
And they're all, Sandy, incidentally, all in the same vicinity.
Tony Lockett shoots. Tony Lockett goals.
4 goals. They've all come from that end of which he's kicking at the moment. 3 in the first quarter. A quiet second quarter. But Tony Lockett just too strong. The big body on that occasion. See how he just positioned himself. Bubner, who had the better spring, higher leap, got over the top of Lockett, but because Lockett is so big, he just warded Bubner off and he could get nowhere near the ball.
So the difference back to 38 points. Buse tries to struggle through. Somehow the kick comes out. Watson dispossesses and goes after it. Keeps his footing nicely. Murphy, composed. David Murphy's kick into the forward line. Lockett!
Not paid.
Play on, says the umpire, and it's hurried over the boundary line. And we'll have a ruck contest in the left forward pocket for Victoria. Well, I've seen marks held shorter than that and paid. MICKAN doing the ruck work for South Australia. Stoneham over the top. MICKAN. Murphy can't get his kick away. Jarman. Daniher, kick off the ground by Platten. It's that centre half forward. Buse gets the hand pass magnificently out to Waitman. Waitman, snapshot for goal. Magnificent goal by Dale Waitman.
Gee, but what about the work of Buse? Andrew Buse, who was underneath the pack, and then somehow he got through the legs of the fellows at the centre half back position. Dale Waitman there, and it was put onto his chest. Well done, Andrew Buse. Watch this. Oh, here it comes now. Look. Oh, well done, little fellow.
Great kick by Waitman from about 45 metres. Play goes on from the centre bounce to Terry Daniher off to Pritchard. Pritchard's kick into the forward line. Another mark to Lockett.
Oh, look.
Plays on.
Dunstall's alone.
In the forward line. Dunstall marks. All over Red Rover. 12-9-81, 5-7-37, and another goal coming up for Victoria.
It's too easy, isn't it, at the moment? But we've waited 3 years, Sandy, and I've had to sit at home in the television and watch the South Australians do this. Victoria as Dunstall shoots. And Dunstall's 3rd goal, and 2 in the first, and his 3rd coming in the 3rd quarter, and Victoria's now starting to take a stranglehold. But again, he's just too big, Tony Lockett. That body is too much bulk, and quickly on to Dunstall. Watch how he keeps his eye on the ball despite the opposition there from Delaney. Jason Dunstall, good play Victoria all round.
The chant goes up, and look at that sign, cremate the Crows. Not looking too flash at the moment. In fact, Simon and Madden and Tim Watson
Laurie Argent.
have a bit of a chat with Laurie Argent, a very experienced umpire.
And one of the best umpires in Australia, Laurie Argent.
He's waiting on a new ball to come out. Now we're back with the action again. It'll be MICKAN and Madden. One by Madden, looking for Watson. Aish bounces off one, tries to get the hand pass away. Bradley quickly onto Abernethy. South Australia have got to do something desperately quickly. Darcy flicks it wide towards the boundary line. Collins could have been legged. The umpire allows play to go on as McGuinness is crunched over the line. Takes the ball with him, and we will see a throw in the left forward pocket, but South Australia trailing by 8-2.
Tony McGuinness was never going to get out of that, was he?
They're not allowing them time to spit the Victorians. Their defence is terrific, and the pressure.
Love it towards Daniher. Under pressure from Lindsay. Oh, but the veteran does really well. Down goes the umpire in the middle. He's recovered well too. Waitman is clear. Dunstall this time. Now he's got Lockett one out. Short. Oh, it props again, but he's in front. And has he got it? No, he hasn't. Play on is the call. Brown, like a terrier, shoots it in towards goal. Stoneham flicks it over his shoulder and misses.
Done a lot of good work today, Barry Stoneham. That's the first time he's registered on the scoreboard, a point. And Danny Hughes has got the job at centre-half back on Stoneham now.
Here's the kick from Hughes. Lindsay and Madden. Lindsay first to recover. Wide is Stretch. Bumper crowd here at the MCG. It'll be interesting to see what it is, but I can tell you that the gates were closed. Bradley under pressure from Bruns. Bradley does well. Goes back to Stretch. To half forward. Smith, can he get a chance? He has. Darren Smith will have a shot from directly in front. 40 metres out.
Very impressive display today. Smith only had 5 kicks, but he's won them very well.
He goaled in the second quarter and would dearly love this one. Good looking kick. He's popped through his second.
Playing at centre-half forward, as I mentioned earlier, or alternating now between the two positions, full forward and centre-half forward. Smith, he's still got that opponent, or he's got a new opponent in Gary Lyon now. But that was a good kick, and he is an impressive player. Probably the pick of the homegrown South Australians in this game today.
Well, they're all homegrown, aren't they? 45 points, Victoria lead, 13-10, 6-7. Brown gets the ball out of that centre ruck contest. The ball runs free. Stretch just overruns it. Stoneham goes after it. Kick off the ground. Kernahan. Now a chance for Madden. He's put to ground. Chance for Brown again. He gets the hand pass out to Collins. Collins left foot kick up towards full forward. Over the top, Delaney can't control the football. And Waitman made sure was going nowhere, so we'll have a ball up just wide of centre half forward, about 40 metres from the Victorian goal. Stoneham over the top. The ruck work was good. Watson's hand pass out to Bruns. Bruns' kick well smothered. Chance for Hughes. Kicks it back in towards the centre. Madden can't mark, or can he? Goes after it again. Taps it on.
Oh.
Chance for Terry Daniher. Down goes Anderson. The ball comes out the back. Now Anderson kicks up towards centre half forward. There by Murphy. Lockett, 45 metres from goal. Only a couple of steps. The thumping kick is home. What a team lifter for Victoria. Right on three-quarter time. Lockett 5. The Victorian side 14-10-90.
Bruce Abernethy throwing his hands in the air. What can I do? Well, let's see what happens from the centre this time. 16-11 plays 6-7. South Australia must win it out of the middle. They do on this occasion through Jarman down towards the half forward line. Smith can't take it with the one hand. Working hard is Pritchard at the bottom of the pack. Does have support. Thrown out to Lockett. Past Waitman, but he'll have time to recover. Over the top he goes to Brown. Dummies nicely, then sets up the hand pass. Dangerous, however, for Buse. Redden couldn't do anything in the middle. Bradley almost threw it out to Jarman, who gets it onto Platten, who spears it in towards Smith, who takes a good mark. He's got Aish back there in the square if he wants him. That's the way he heads. 4 Victorians surround him, literally. And it will be Morwood who'll take it away. Short to Lovatt, who did play on. McGuinness applied the tackle, but he had time to get it back to Collins. Collins up towards centre wing, and the mark is taken by Terry Daniher.
Great game by this fellow.
Oh, he's been tremendous. Tremendous. Daniher towards Dunstall. Now this leaves Lockett and Hughes in the square alone. That's where he heads. But Lockett slips at the crucial time. He does have support, however. This is Bruns. Oh, he almost gave it to Murphy. Shoots in towards goal. Is it there? It hits the post.
Well, that could have been one of the 3-inch nails in the coffin, if there haven't been a few put in already. Danny Hughes kicks it towards the member's side. Punch away by Pritchard. The hand pass comes out from Brown to Bruns. Bruns tackled as he kicks the ball in towards the forward pocket. What a pickup by Lockett. That man is complete. Brown, Jarman push in the back against the South Australian player Anderson, and the free kick will be taken by Gavin Brown. Right on 50 metres. Short pass, a little too short. Nearly the mark taken by Bubner. Chased by Stoneham, but Bubner gets away. The left foot kick towards centre wing. Aish can't mark the ball. Nearly comes out the back. Chance there for Victoria's Brett Lovatt. He couldn't get away with the football, and Aish picks himself up, looking a little tired. Perhaps the scoreboard. Every time you look at the scoreboard, if you trail by 10 goals, I think the tiredness creeps in a little bit quicker. Pritchard on the bottom of the pack there for Victoria, and the umpire will come in and ball it up once again. Timmy Watson started the game on the interchange bench. Exciting player running with the football. John Cale with plenty of problems on his mind. Kernahan doing the ruck work. Platten comes out now to stretch. He can't break away. The Vicks again will go into attack. This time it's Bruns up towards half forward. Bruns kicks to the front of the square. Dunstall! A little bit of assistance from Lockett to push his South Australian opponent out of the marking contest. And Dunstall will have a shot from 20 metres out directly in front.
Well, if it wasn't going to be Lockett, it was going to be Dunstall on that occasion. That time, Jason Dunstall.
He's kicked 3. Pretty impressive statistics as Stoneham comes off to give Brereton another run at it. And Dunstall a chance for his 4th. Drop punt kick is okay.
Jason Dunstall only one behind his forward pocket teammate, Tony Lockett. He has kicked forward Dunstall. But the beauty of Dunstall's play is he's so much team orientated, and he's prepared to lead well up the ground. He's taken marks near the 50-metre line. He can use strength, and he's got tremendous acceleration to be able to break away from the fullback. But if in trouble, he will lay it off, and that's good play.
We're back in the centre as Madden swipes it down to Watson. Here they go again. Dunstall out in towards the pocket, pushing the ball along in front. Still keeps it in play. Still it goes. Now Watson, who was the one who got it out of the centre, unfortunately for Victoria, takes it over the line.
I think Mark Nayley must be on the interchange bench for South Australia. I haven't seen him here, and his number, Andrew Collins, has completely put him out of the game, and picking up Tony McGuinness now.
Throw in the left forward pocket. Bubner is there. Murphy also for Victoria. Watson claimed by Lindsay. But claimed with a push. And so Tim Watson will take the free kick. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. So Victoria bouncing back with a vengeance after their 3 losses on the trot at Football Park in South Australia. And Tim Watson, the chance to add to the woes of South Australia. He shoots with a drop punt. It's a magnificent kick. There's another one to the Big V.
Well, it may be becoming a little bit monotonous, these number of goals the Victorians are kicking, but they're certainly carrying on and playing still good football. A little arrogant on occasions, especially in the third quarter, and McGuinness going off, and now Mark Nayley coming back on for South Australia, but Tim Watson started on interchange and has been doing some good work creating in that centre square area.
18-12 plays 6-7 back in the centre once again won by Madden, but Lindsay tries to storm through. Madden looked to sock it off the ground. Platten gets clear, a short kick up towards half forward. Morwood stands his ground and takes a fine mark. Plays on quickly to Darcy, sweeps it wide to Collins. The defence doing it easily for Victoria as he goes even wider on the wing and finds Neville Bruns. Bruns with a long kick. Brereton and Bubner. Lindsay waiting down in front, scoops it clear to Platten. Onto the left foot and over the centre he goes. Langford is there, went up with the one hand. Kernahan chasing him. Darcy puts his body over the ball and the umpire decides that he will take charge. 120 plays 43.
Sandy, when South Australia have had the crunch on the Vics, it's always been their smaller players, and they've been very quiet today, haven't they?
They certainly have. In fact, many of them have spent a lot of time on the interchange bench, just unable to get into the game.
Just looking at Johnny Platten's stats there, he's had 11 kicks and 5 hand passes, probably been the best of the 3 or 4 small players.
Mark Nayley, 1 kick, Ian.
Well, I think that tells the story. Buse out to Pritchard. Pritchard's kick towards centre half forward. Brereton. Waitman running into the pocket. Look at the 2 key forwards looking for the ball. Brereton goes in that direction. There's one of them. Lockett. Unbeatable on that full forward line. Lockett's got Brereton closer to goal in the square. How easy is that?
Well,
they're a rabble, South Australia.
Well, I suppose it's Bubner, who at centre half forward doesn't realise how or what you've got to do in this particular game when they're playing the football that they are, Victoria. Because there's his man, he took the mark, Brereton, spotted Lockett, gave it to him. Bubner thought, yes, work over, stayed at centre half back. Brereton ran down, kicked a goal.
Well, this is turning into a hammering. From the centre again, where Madden has been doing all the damage. Pritchard tries to get clear but can't. Bradley works hard, so too was Platten in there now with a quick kick. Short up towards the half forward line, that's as far as it goes. Collins takes the mark, plays on, he's got Bruns running on the outer side. Bruns now, clear. Brereton again.
Beautiful kick.
The distance will test him, but he's got the big guns up forward. That's where he heads, he centres it. Lockett and Dunstall both fly. Bring it down onto the ground.
It's interesting, Sandy, when you compare or talk about Lockett and Dunstall, between them they've both taken 21 marks for the game.
Whew. And kicked 9 goals. With many more opportunities. Dunstall flicks it further on then. Daniher tries to storm through. Oh, gets it across to Lockett, who shoots in towards Brereton. Freak!
Aren't we being treated?
This is a freak show.
We've got Dunstall, Lockett, and now Brereton. And what marks these guys are taking.
And he's been on the interchange bench.
But look at that. Oh,
fancy having a man of his ability.
4 marks he's taken, 3 kicks.
He shoots for goal, and bang, he puts through another one for Victoria. As MICKAN comes onto the ground, replacing Redden.
Where will they play the next State of Origin match?
Darwin.
They'd have to, wouldn't they?
South Australia.
Auckland.
Well, it was just superb play, Don, wasn't it?
Oh, look at strength. You watch the strength here on Brereton. Look at that. He's battling with Bubner. It's just a matter of strength, and he pushes him away just at the time he's going to take the mark. Good play. And
Terry Daniher was in that passage of play. A tremendous game from him. 15 kicks, 15 hand passes.
Give the medal a nudge.
Most certainly. Back in the centre, Madden, who's dominated the ruck all day. And here's a man who has complete understanding with Simon Madden. That's Watson. And the three Essendon players,
15.
senior Essendon players, Madden to Watson to Terry Daniher, and Terry Daniher to have a shot. With the aid of the 15-metre penalty, he will be kicking from 25 metres.
It's not a bad 15-metre penalty either. Who's that? Peter Carey.
Chance for his third. And he usually doesn't miss from this distance. He's hooked it a little bit. Very close. It's a behind.
Gee, this crowd, aren't they parochial, the Victorians? You can hear them chant, "We are the champions." Freddie Mercury had to be jealous.
Danny Hughes. Oh, prodigious kick back into play. Aish can't mark, fisted down. Here they go again. Brown to Watson. A short little stab. Unable to be picked up by Lockett, but he applies a vice-like tackle and holds the ball up at centre half forward.
17 stone jumped on Bruce Abernathy then. Look at the mountain.
Interesting, Ian, isn't it, when you look at the physiques of both the Victorians, the guys that have played in Victoria are really developed physically, aren't they? Whereas you look at the Victorians, Bubner, for example, they're not developed in the same way.
South Australians.
South Australians.
Yep. Abernathy will have to bring that ball back. He doesn't like it. The advantage rule is not being paid. And Bubner will go to the outer side where he finds MICKAN. Could play on with a hand pass over the top. Does so to Jarman, who can steady, have a look up forward. In towards half forward. Lindner was the flyer. Smith from behind couldn't complete the mark. Aish is there also. Socket wide. The opportunity is there for Darren Jarman. Hooking it back in towards goal. They need something desperately. It's just rushed over for one behind. 6-8. 44.
That's their first score in this last quarter, and Victoria have kicked 6 goals, Sandy.
And don't look like stopping. Pritchard and Buse with 13 minutes remaining run Victoria out of trouble. Over the centre, the bounce is a bad one for Brown, but a good one for Waitman. Gives it across to Brereton, back to Waitman. A wider sweeping one. There is a touch of arrogance creeping into this game. Dunstall's 3 metres in front again, and it is becoming a cakewalk. Jason Dunstall has kicked 4. 40 metres out. Almost directly in front. Firm footing underneath. He shoots at goal, but he's drifted that one across the face, and one behind is the result. So he's kicked
4-1.
4-1.
First blemish.
Yep. Danny Hughes. Oh, the kick out is going to put a bit of pressure on his teammate there in Delaney, but he gets his kick over centre wing. Morwood can't quite take it on the half volley. Pushed towards the boundary line, kept in play by Darren Jarman. Smith, a clever tap on. The idea is right for stretch. If it sits, he's in business. He is. Heads towards goal with a good-looking kick, and that's a better passage of play as the mark is taken by Bruce Lindner. He's had limited opportunities since coming onto the ground, but by the same token has done very little. He goals on that occasion, but it is only the 7th for South Australia. They are 7-8, trailing Victoria 2014.
Yes, and I don't suppose there are many moves John Cale could have made today in reflection. The fact is the Victorians started from the centre bounce and they really pushed the ball in their forward line early in the game in the first quarter, and when you've got a team playing such assertive football, hard to make moves to counter because the ascendancy being taken away from your team.
So Lindner kicks the 7th goal for South Australia, and the ball just taking a little while for the boundary umpires to retrieve it from the crowd. And this is where the action really has been all Victoria, at this centre bounce. Madden, who has played a superb game, he gets the tap out again. Great gather by Daniher. Left foot kick by Daniher out wide. Brereton in front. It's punched away. Comes down towards Jarman. He fumbles, but he's quick enough to get the hand pass away. Anderson caught. Lindsay backs him up off to Platten. Platten's kick towards full forward. Langford and Kernahan. It comes out the back to Darcy. Pretty composed, Tim Darcy. Kick out wide, Morwood slips through his hands, but he's able to recover and gets the hand pass off to Langford. A short kick, no one home for South Australia. Watson looking to give the hand pass to Bruns. Little bit of time there for Bruns. Short pass is a little too short. Delaney takes the mark for South Australia. Delaney now, the left foot kick in towards the centre. Jarman, Platten takes the mark and he's looking to play on. He does so now. The short pass and it finds Bradley. He's quickly hemmed in by Brereton. Bradley's short kick. Out wide. Abernathy running up towards 50 metres. Chips it in short and Anderson takes the mark. And he has been very conspicuous. Greg Anderson, only 3 kicks for the match.
Victoria are about to make the change as Anderson lines up.
Testing material for Anderson. Drop punt kick. Close to the line. South Australian mark to Kernahan. No doubt about that.
And it's Shane Morwood coming off and Barry Mitchell coming on. Now, Mitchell will not go, I don't think, to the back flank where Morwood has come from. So there might be a bit of a reshuffle.
So Kernahan, who has kicked 2 goals. Shane Morwood receiving some applause for his efforts. And Steve Kernahan, 45 degrees, very close, kicks the goal.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, probably the only shining light on the scoreboard as far as the South Australians concerned. Started at centre half forward, Steve Kernahan. Moved to the full back position, or full forward position, has kicked 3 goals. But now alternating between the centre half forward, full forward position with Smith, Darren Smith. And Mitchell has come onto the ground, which means that Watson is now on the half back flank taking Morwood's place. Mitchell has gone onto the ball. That's Barry Mitchell.
Back in the middle again. 2014 plays 8-8. This area, as Don said, has belonged to Madden, but this time they did not win it out of the centre. It's Jarman's kick who goes down towards Nailey. Kicks it high in towards full forward. Good spoil by Darcy, but waiting down in front is Bradley. Has to backpedal slightly to Anderson. Long and low in towards Kernahan again.
He's done that twice today, Stephen Kernahan. Just better judgment. He did it at the opposite end of the ground. I think if my memory serves me correctly, it was in the first quarter. And that time, again, he just had better judgment, caught Langford napping and zipped in for an easy mark.
This for goal number 4 for Steve Kernahan, and he's put it straight through the middle.
Well, the South Australians now starting to mount a challenge, and the reason they got the ball down there was the fact that it was Andrew Jarman in the centre who got the ball out from a Madden hit out, quickly across and down the ball got. That's where Victoria have been getting the ball out of the centre, and then they could control play, which South Australia did on that occasion. A goal to Kernahan.
So very, very handy lead. 12 goals to Victoria. Madden still very competitive at the centre bounce. Opposite number MICKAN. Buse sweeping onto it. Bruns tackled by Platten, gets his kick away towards centre half forward. Leading out is Dunstall. Back onto the left foot. The pass into the pocket. Can Lockett mark it? No, Hughes, good contesting work. Whittlesey slung to the ground by Brereton. And the ball goes over for a boundary throw in, much to the delight of Dermott Brereton, who is obviously enjoying his stint on the field. 2014 9-8, MICKAN and Lockett over the top. Now a chance for Platten from the Bubner hand pass. Platten's kick out to a half back. Madden, hand pass. Here's a chance now for Mitchell. Gets the hand pass away. Wakeman, Madden again. He's struggled really hard for his side, and he gets the ball out the back. Now the South Australians will come clear. Anderson, hand pass to Bradley. Bradley approaching the centre, looking to give it to someone. Lyon pinned him in, but he got the hand pass away to Anderson. Anderson up towards half forward. Kicks it towards full forward and chipping in, taking a good mark as Watson in front of Kernahan. Tim Watson, 7 kicks and 6 hand passes and spent a lot of time on the interchange. Bruns takes the pass. Off goes the hand pass to Buse. Buse short kick. And there's a mark to Victoria. It's Dunstall. Centre half forward, Jason Dunstall. Perhaps a little too far out. Short passes on. Lockett can't mark. Hughes doing good work. Lockett dispossesses. Here's a chance for Murphy. He can't really keep his footing. Now he does. Off it goes to Daniher. Daniher's punt kick. Brereton. The mark has been paid. And Brereton will have a shot from the forward pocket, hard up against the boundary line.
Again, Budner caught behind. The quick kick by Daniher. As I mentioned earlier in the game, if you're in front and when the ball drops, you take advantage. And Brereton did on that occasion. A very difficult angle. What will he do? Open up the goal face by going to his left? We'll
try the banana kick.
The check side from South Australia.
It's there. 3 goals to Brereton. And Victoria lead by 13.
Well, Sandy, you'd be happy with that. Something that's come out of South Australia has paid dividends, and it resulted in a Victorian goal. The 21st for Victorian from a check side, made famous by Jack Odie
of Sturt, yes. But a great performance by Brereton. 3 goals in this quarter in front of a crowd of 91,960.
You're Jay.
Unbelievable.
Is that right?
That is right. 91,960 fans here at the MCG to witness this thrashing by Victoria. And it's Watson again propelling the Big V into attack down towards Terry Daniher. Now the Geelong boys start to combine. Lindsay intercepts. A tired Terry Daniher chases, but it beats him over the line. He has done a magnificent job today. Quite fantastic. 23 possessions as MICKAN and Madden do battle. Buse wins it away. Mitchell towards Brereton from behind. Whatever.
He does it in front, and now he'll do it from behind. Brereton.
Now, well, he's going arrogantly across goal to Bruns, who's 60 metres out. He'll pump one forward. Lockett unable to mark. He had 2 South Australians coming from either side, and the ball drifts over the line for one behind.
And that 91,000, Sandy, that you're talking about, I don't think one of them has left this arena.
Well, it beats the old record by almost, would you believe, 30,000. Quite incredible as Anderson kicks up towards the half-forward line for South Australia. Langford is there and takes a timely mark. Gets it across to Darcy. South Australia unable to get forward again as Lockett receives the hand pass. He's under pressure there. It's socket off the ground, but towards Platten. Good interception, however, sees it clear to Bruns from Whiteman. Down towards full forward. Dunstall looking for the free kick. It's not coming his way. Back to Whiteman again. He hooks it high over his shoulder in towards Tony Lockett. Can't take the mark. 2 on 1. And again over the line for another behind. 21-16 plays 9-8. And we have 4.5 minutes remaining in.
And I'd like to give this man a bit of credit, Danny Hughes. He's really tried hard up there on Tony Lockett. The ball's kept coming up there, and he's put in.
He's had 5 goals kicked against him.
Centre half back. Well, it's been up there a bit. They've kicked 21. Brereton takes the mark and will kick Victoria back into attack. Lockett out in front. Hughes from behind. The race on. Chance for Anderson now. He tries to get the hand pass back to Platten. The ball goes wide. Now Bruns. Back it goes to Buse. Buse will have a left foot shot for goal. Buse, it's close. Might be another one. Look at Andrew Buse.
That's incredible. And look at Teddy Whitten. EJ is elated.
I tell you what, if you played full forward in a Victorian side, they've kicked 22, and your full forwards kick 5. Usually they kick about 15.
Well, they've had 11 players that have kicked goals, and this one, Don, is a beauty.
This is probably the pick of the day. He's not on his normal kicking foot, which is his right. It's his left foot. A good kick by Buse as Madden and MICKAN go at it again.
And look at the flick by Madden. Wide, but Anderson is there for South Australia. Gets the hand pass away to Bradley. A short chip pass is intercepted by Lockett, but he's claimed again by Bradley. Runs out of space, and the ball drifts over the line. Well, a disappointing day for South Australia, but certainly a great return to the winning ranks for Victoria as John Cale prepares to leave the coach's box. Madden still working hard. Aish gets a hurried kick down towards the right half forward flank. It passes Darren Jarman. Lyon puts his body over the ball. Jarman still there with him and eventually over the line. Down comes John Cale. As usual, will be gracious in defeat, but it has been a tough day at the office for him today. Watson off the interchange bench and fancy having him come on. Across to Bruns. Forward they go again. Going over the top, Whittlesey will have a chance to clear. Picks it up quickly and hooks it wide to the outer side. MICKAN will not keep it in play, and so a throw in on centre wing. Time ticking away. It's just 2.5 minutes remaining, and it will be very interesting to see who win the respective medals. The Foss Williams medal for South Australia, the E.J. Whitten medal, but the Malcolm Blight trophy will most certainly go to Victoria. Bradley back to Anderson. High and long towards the half forward line, and a good diving mark taken by Andrew Jarman.
Jarman's kick out wide finds Lindner. Lindner looking for someone to kick it to. Just a high kick to no one to centre half forward. Darcy controls the ball well. Hand pass to Brown, who's been brilliant on his wing. Watson, productive. Out at wide, it goes to Mitchell. Back to Watson. Watson looking to give it to someone to their advantage. Mitchell on centre wing, tries to get away from Jarman. Kick towards half forward, mark to Brereton. Right on the practice cricket pitch area. Brereton's kick to centre half forward. Great mark taken for South Australia by Stretch.
That was a good mark.
There's a bit of a Donnybrook on. And
Hughes.
look at Lockett into Hughes. And Dale Waitman in the thick of it. Obviously, a little bit of spirit being shown by the boys. 15-metre penalty being awarded to Stretch.
Now, I wonder who could have started that. When you've got Hughes, Lockett,
Now, if
and
that's
Waitman,
15 metres, I want to buy some real estate off that guy. Kick by Stretch towards centre half forward. Nailey out wide. Bradley into the forward pocket, and Kernahan takes the mark in front of Langford. Kernahan, who's kicked 4. The South Australian scoreboard of 9-8. So Steve Kernahan a chance to kick 50% of his side's goals. Drop punt kick off to the right. Bad miss by the Carlton skipper. 4 goals, 3, his effort for the afternoon. 22-16, 9-9, and it's been a bit of an annihilation. Collins kicks in, mark taken by Brown. Looking to play on, gets the hand pass out to Langford. Langford looking further afield, a brilliant kick. The mark has been taken by Lovett. He gets it off to Mitchell. Mitchell's caught, gets the hand pass out to Bruns. Bruns up towards full forward. The punch away by Dunstall. Look at the pressure on Abernathy. The ball comes out towards Dunstall. He's pushed there by Bubner. Pritchard, hand pass to Mitchell, into an open goal. Is this another one coming up? It's the post. There's the siren. The game's all over. And a big victory to Victoria. 22-17, 149. South Australia 9-9-63. The difference 86 points.
And down comes the Victorian hierarchy. Billy Goggin, Ted Whitten. As far as Mr. Football E.J. Whitten is concerned, this is what interstate football is all about. They are delighted.
Back. It's fantastic. I want the Billy. That's Billy. He's the man. He's the man. Come on, talk to him. Hey, you, come here. He's the man, Billy. Tell him, son.
How critical was it for Victoria to win today?
Well, it meant everything to us, because if we lost today, we're just, we're starting from way behind. But the way they played and the way they put in, tremendous. We've got the crown back. We're looking like, we could go on for a while now, because the pressure that was on us as a group and as a team was been unbearable since the bicentenary grand finals, and there was only one answer we could give, and we've shown it, and we've given it today.
Go and enjoy it with the boys.
Yes, a great performance by Victoria. Michael Aish commiserating with Ted Whitten. There is Terry Daniher, Tony Lockett, And a success story of a selection with the dynamic duo up forward. And Johnny Platten can only hang his head and wonder if that scoreline is correct. It is. Here is the final scoreline. Victoria 22-17, 149. South Australia 9-9, 63.